This last year flew by pretty quick, and we didn't really cover that many upcoming indie games. We did review Owlboy this past November, but I'm talking about the early access indie games, the ones that are somewhat interesting and actually fun. The last one we covered was the game Distance in July of 2015. So we've decided we're going to cover a few early access games we've been keeping an eye on in one single video. Now remember, these are early access games, so there's no real release date, and they do have some glitches. But I mean, it's not like modern AAA games don't have glitches.
Oh, I need to get more bodies.
See what I mean? Well, either way, let's get started. Who do you call when you need to clean up that mess of a brutal murder? The Serial Cleaner. Developed by iFun4All, you play as the titular character who's been called to murder scenes to make it look like they never happened. This is a puzzle game where you try to avoid police while removing any incriminating evidence, cleaning up spilled blood, and even dispatching victims' bodies. As you go throughout the levels, new elements are slowly introduced, such as items to distract cops, or officers who act as an alarm for all other police officers in the area. This creates a nice difficulty curve as you visit new murder scenes. While the puzzles get more challenging and the playtime per level gets longer, sadly they get less interesting. There's very little story to keep you interested. Going through the level selection screen, you see small bits of a potential story, though at the moment, playing the game just tosses you from one level to the next with no cutscene or any information about the story. Eventually, just going through murder scenes without context just gets boring. There's a little bit of clutter at the moment, but hopefully the final product cleans it up. Ghost of a Tale. Imagine a medieval world populated by animals. Now imagine you play as a cute mouse bard escaping jail and trying to find the love of your life. Interested? That's Ghost of a Tale. We've been keeping an eye on this game for quite a while now, mainly due to the artistic design. The dark dungeons give off a treacherous feeling, the outdoors look beautiful, and while the setting has a lot of detail that is nice to look at, it may be possible to miss an important item. Gameplay has changed quite a bit from when we first saw previews for it. Originally, Tilo, the main character, would fight creatures with weapons. Though the developers felt this would be out of character for the little mouse, so the gameplay relies more on a stealth-based approach. You do have projectiles and traps to dispatch enemies, but most of the game is sneaking around and using various disguises to complete objectives. There are a good amount of glitches at the moment, but none that really halt or ruin the gameplay. It controls well, and while we are a little disappointed it's not what we first saw, the new gameplay gives a tense feeling throughout the game, which is pretty enjoyable. Niche, a genetic survival game. If you like the evolution element of Spore and gameplay of a digital strategy board game, then take a look at Niche. Inspired by games such as Don't Starve, Spore, and the Creature series, Niche is a strategy survival game based off biology. The game is pretty common, the whole goal is to evolve and that's it. It's still relatively new, hence there isn't really an end goal at the moment. You start off with 2 semi-randomized creatures, then you just build your pack and grow, expanding your creature's evolution line and the genes that it acquires. Many genes will help you, such as allowing you to collect more food or giving creatures the ability to fish, though be careful as some will cripple your creatures, such as making them blind or leaving them unable to use a paw. As you explore the world, you can even find wandering creatures that can join your pack. If you think you're tough enough, you can also take a handful of packmates to another island. These 2 alternative islands are more difficult. You'll find yourself with limited food, stronger predators, and even horny males that just want to breed and pass on negative traits. It should be noted that there is no tutorial at the moment, so it will take a while to get a grasp on the game. Right now, the early access is just enough to get a feel for the game and its mechanics. Well, there you have it. If any of these games caught your interest, go ahead and check them out some more. Also, don't be afraid to recommend some great early access games or games in beta in the comments down below. We might do this again or do something different with them. That's all that we got. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.